Okay, so we're on session 2 of the review sessions, Monday, September 12th. Time flies, but not that fast. And I did have a request for covering in module 3, question 4, which we will do together. Any other questions come to mind about assignments, about readings, about content? And we'll do a deeper dive on Wednesday as far as being able to make sure you're ready for the quiz due Thursday. Again, you should, after the quiz at midnight, you should have full access to the quiz to review things you got right or got wrong and have be able to review that. So anything else come to mind?
I don't have any immediate questions. I just wanted to pop on and grab any extra information I could if anything popped up.
Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll start with question 4. There were 13 questions in this module 3 homework. And Lindsay, I think this is the one you want to take a deeper dive on.
Yes.
Okay, so Lowe's, second largest home improvement retailer in the world with 1,857 stores, 2015 fiscal year end, merchandise inventory at a cost of $38,974. Assume the purchases were made on account and accounts payable is only used for inventory purchases. So I'm going to go ahead and do a share screen and just give you some concepts behind that. So if we're going to go in and look at the whiteboard, when we have accounts payable, let's do a T account with accounts payable. We're going to go ahead and say, well, we're going to have a beginning balance to start with, and then we're going to make purchases. These are all part of the T account. On the left-hand side of the T account, we're going to make payments. So our bottom line is going to be here, ending balance. That's the big picture on payables. It's kind of the opposite for receivables. Receivables is not purchases, but sales. When I have a beginning balance on my receivables, and then I add to that sales, and I subtract from that cash receipts, I get an ending balance. So that's how the big picture looks. So when we are given 3 of those numbers, we should be able to calculate the 4th. So if we're given our ending balance and payables and how much we paid out of payables and how much we bought, we should be able to get a beginning balance. And let's get real fancy. I'm going to go ahead and make this an algebraic equation. I've got A, I've got B, I've got C, I've got D. A plus B minus C equal to D, right? Nothing fancy. 4-function math, get you to do accounting. And this is only 2 functions, adding and subtracting. You don't even have to multiply and divide here. Same thing here. A, B, C, D. A plus B, same equation actually, minus C equals D. So if I give you 3 of those numbers, you should be able to calculate the 4th. Any questions so far? So let's go back and let's take a look at our problem line. So we've got inventory, beginning balance of 88.92. We have an ending balance, ending balance 2014, which is beginning in 2015, 88.92. Did inventory go up or down?
It went up.
It went up. By how much?
39,000, or that's millions. 39,273.
39 to, I think it went up by more than that. Okay, so we got 477 plus another 108. So it should be 585 sound right?
Are you talking about the?
What about merchandise inventory?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. That was like 415, I think.
So
Or maybe I'm looking at 415.
how much did inventory go up? It's 94.77 minus 88.92. By the way, your numbers and my numbers are going to be different from the home.
Oh, it's 585.
585, yep, I got that too. How about accounts payable? How much did accounts payable change? Did it go up or down?
It went up
Went up. And it went up for,
471.
that sounds about right. 471. Okay, and obviously this is not in hundreds. This is in millions because this is Lowe's. So their inventory, how much inventory they have sitting on their balance sheet? In 2015, they had 9.5 million, billion, or trillion.
Billion.
Well, it's in millions, so I had 6 zeros. I've got 9.5 billion. That's right, Kate. A billion in assets. That's a lot. That's a lot of inventory, right? Where do I put all that stuff? Well, I got a bunch of stores to spread it across and a bunch of warehouses. Okay. And I got to pay for it. So I probably take on debt to finance that. So that's how we start reading financial statements and make sense of all this stuff. But okay, so I know my inventory went up. My payables also increased. So let's see what happens. Purchase of inventory and account. So let's look at A. When we bought inventory, what happened? What went up? What changed? First of all, did our revenues or expenses change when we bought inventory? I don't think so. So what asset changed?
Non-cash.
Non-cash, up or down?
It went up.
By 585? And what
Your
else changed?
Liabilities.
Okay, so we have a transaction. Well, it's got a negative sign at corporate. Okay, so purchase of inventory on account. 585. Positive or negative?
wouldn't it be the increase? Wouldn't the increase be the 38,974?
Well, okay, we're asking specifically. Okay, Panattoni plan to record lowest purchase during fiscal 2015. So we purchased that much. Well, we're gonna have to have the net effect. You're right. Okay, so let's go back and look at this. Well, we'll see what they paid in cash in a minute. So our inventory went up 585. Okay, and all of that was from liability. Now, if we try to check that, it's going to say, you know what? Come on. Let's go. I apologize. My numbers are changing. Let's go back. All right. Let's try this. Yeah, we have to change the numbers on this. It's okay. My system is choking. We'll try this again. Let's see, 92. 425. So I'm gonna get 415 change in my inventories. I have a change of 611 in my tables, right? So the financial spec template to record purchases during the fiscal year, negative sign where appropriate. So we're looking.
I can't see anything except for it says like MBA accounting analysis. Like I don't. There we go.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So the final financial statement effect template records the purchases during the fiscal year using the negative sign with answers appropriate. So did we lose Kate?
Kate's still here.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
That's it, no problem. All right, so what are we trying to do here? So we purchase inventory on account. How much inventory was purchased on account?
The 39,273 million.
Okay. And you got that how?
From the description at the top, it says Lowe's purchased merchandise inventory of 39,273 million on account.
Okay. So what's affected?
The non-cash assets goes up by that amount.
392,273, sounds good. And what else got changed?
The liabilities.
392,
You put an extra 2 in that non-cash asset.
that I did. Okay. So $39 billion. Asset liabilities, good. What amounts did Lowe's pay in cash to its suppliers during fiscal year 2015? So how do we calculate that?
I took the accounts payable, I took the difference between 2014 and 2015.
Okay. So we actually, so you went in and said, which asset went down? Oh, well, we're gonna get them there. So you said how much?
Like, so I would have subtracted the 56.99.
No,
Like, no, sorry, I would have subtracted the 5,058 from 56.99.
5,058. Yep, and you got what?
Let me see. I don't have a calculator at my desk. My numbers are different.
Looks like 611 by two.
Yeah, and then I think I subtracted that from the 39. What would be the 39,273?
Okay. Well, actually, how much did we pay our suppliers? Yeah, we go back, let's go back to that T account. Let's go back and take a look at our whiteboard. So again, accounts payable. We have our beginning balance, which was 5058. We have our purchases. Is what we're trying to figure out. I'm sorry, we're trying to figure out cash out. Figure out cash. Gonna have an ending balance. And our ending balance we know to be 5699. And so now we're trying to isolate purchases and cash. So if we went in and said, well, the net purchases of inventory, increase in inventory of 39273. So we have beginning balance, purchases, A plus B minus C equals D. So A plus B minus C equals D. So we have our beginning balance of the 5058. We add to that the purchases, which we were told included 39,273. Okay. And then we had the ending balance of 5699. What do we get for total? We have our 5699 ending balance. So we have C equals A plus B minus D.
I got 38,632.
38,632. Okay. Okay, agree or disagree?
I agree.
So then Final step, he record the sales for 2015 using a negative sign with answers if appropriate. So how do we determine sales? And we know what our cost of goods is.
So for that last one, for C.
Yep.
So my numbers are different than the numbers whenever
Yep.
we go back to the homework. But I want to say that I took the beginning balance and then I added what we bought. And
Mhm.
then I subtracted the ending balance in our merchandise inventories.
Okay. So we're looking at the cost of goods sold. Okay, so basically, we're looking at a change of inventory. So you were telling me, clear this out.
I can't see the numbers on your screen right now, but we're on the whiteboard and we love the whiteboard.
So our inventory changes. We're gonna do that T account for inventory the same way. So if we go to the whiteboard, we're gonna look at our. It's the whiteboard, so that. So we're gonna do the same thing for inventory. So we got our beginning balance and inventory. We're going to have cost of goods sold. We're gonna pull our inventory down by what was sold. And then we have our purchases. Then we get our bottom line in the balance. So T accounts are our friends. So what Kate, you were saying, you said, okay, yeah, I took that beginning balance and my purchases. I included that. I took away my ending balance. That should leave me what my cost of goods sold were remaining. And so if we do that, we go to our beginning balance of inventory. 8568, oops. 8868. I put my glasses on. So let's make it so it's a little more readable. So I've got 8868. My purchases. Go back here and it says, well, how much did I purchase? Purchase inventory of how much?
It was 39 something.
Purchases were. Right screen. Sorry, let's try that again. My purchases, 39,273. My ending balance. You know what? I've got to change to 8977. Sorry. I'm going between two screens, and that's my fault. 977. Then ending balance of what?
9,392.
9392. Go ahead and add these two and subtract this one. What do we get for cost of goods sold? Calculator her out.
38,749.
88,749. That. So we're looking at, I have to record the cost of sales using a negative sign where appropriate. So we have a cost of sales, cost of goods sold of how much? Came up with 38,
749.
39. Now, what is that going to affect?
Our inventories, which would be our non-cash assets.
Good. Inventory non-cash asset, up or down?
Oh, I think we're going down.
Why does inventory go down? What's that?
Well, actually, it would go up because we purchased the cost of goods sold.
Okay, let's think about it.
Let's just think about it.
We're going to draw that little picture of our assets, liabilities, equity.
Where is this
Question.
38,749 coming from?
It's the beginning balance in inventory. We add our purchases. We subtract our ending balance. And this is the offset. So here's our A, our B, our C, our D. A plus B minus C equals D. We solve for C. We've got A plus B minus D equals C. The algebra. So, but bottom line, I mean, you look at inventory, you look at payable, you look at receivables, you look at cash. All these accounts are going to have a beginning balance. Let's think about cash. Start a beginning balance. We get
That's
some
not-
money.
That's
You
not the
spend some money.
number I'm getting for that.
You got something different?
Yeah, I got 38,858.
All right, let me, you know what? I didn't check it, so I'm trusting. Let's go. I'll go ahead and let's make an evaluation too. We got 8977 plus my 39273.
Oh, you know what? I didn't use 8977. I used a different number.
9392. And I've got 38,858. Sound better?
Yeah, that's what I got.
There. Thank you. Good catch. Okay,
Sorry about that.
you didn't do it on purpose. I could tell. All right, so let's keep going. So did inventory go up and down, up or down? Well, based on inventory here, when we bought stuff, we added to the assets, right? But our cost of goods sold is going to reduce our inventory. It's going out the door. It's coming off the assets and it's actually going to go onto our income statement. So we're going to transfer inventory to our cost of goods sold. That's going to be a negative effect on inventory. Those are the two account areas that get affected. Does inventory go up or down when we sell something?
It goes down.
You're at Walmart, you buy a gallon of milk. Did their inventory go up or down?
Down.
Down, right? They don't have the milk anymore. In theory, your inventory went up. Whatever you bought, it's yours, it's your asset. But they have to reduce their assets because the inventory is gone. So now the inventory's gone down. So let's go back to our question here. Non-cash assets, which was 38,858.
Mm-hmm.
So our inventory, non-cash asset inventory, up or down?
Down.
Down. So should that be a negative number?
Yes.
Yep.
I would think so. Okay, so negative 38,858. Okay. Now, how about what other account gets affected?
Earned capital.
Okay. I've got earned capital, which is a result of our income statement. So let's go ahead. Earned capital will change, but we're going to have an increase in something else over here, which is
Expenses.
expenses. Our cost of goods sold expense is going to show up over on the income statement. So we've got a 38,858. Is that a positive or a negative?
It's a positive on the expense.
Positive on the expense. Okay. Effect on net income?
It leads to a negative 38,858.
Should be, which, as you wanted to do in the first place,
I was jumping the gun a little bit.
you were jumping, but that's good. You see the relationship instantaneously, your earned capital changes. So I like when you went with that, but did it go up or down?
It went down.
So the ultimate result is saying, oh, I've got non-cash assets down, my balance sheet, total assets is down, my total liabilities and equity is down. I'm in balance because I had cost of goods sold expenses affecting that income. So let's go see if that comes close. Good job. Make sense? I think that C part, Lindsay, was the one you were after. Kind of
Yes.
pull it all together.
Mm-hmm.
But do you see what we're doing when we go over to this and calculate that cost of goods here based on inventory changes?
Yes.
And the same thing with accounts payable, same thing with accounts receivable. These T accounts are pretty important to understand the relationships. Because I'm gonna clear this screen. I'm gonna give you another example. If I told you I bought stuff, and I'm gonna go through and say, I got accounts receivable. Well, that's great. I'm gonna have a beginning balance in my accounts receivable. I'm sorry, so customers bought from us. When they buy from us, does our receivable go up or down? When we sell stuff, does our receivables increase or decrease when we sell stuff on
It
account?
increases.
So I get an increase. So my actual sales are gonna get recorded on on the T account called receivables. How are receivables reduced? What happens that is gonna reduce the receivable? What does the customer do?
Return it.
If they return it, that's
Right.
correct, and it'll reduce our receivable because they don't owe us the money anymore. But I'm actually looking for majority of the time when you get a receivable from a customer, how do they resolve it?
They pay their credit,
They
what,
write
or
you a
they
check.
pay for the purchase.
Yep. So you get cash receipts. They write you the check, money's yours. And then you end up with your ending balance. So I look at that and I say, if I get 4 numbers or 3 numbers, I can calculate the 4. I mean, I know what my receivable started at. I know how much my customers paid me. I know how much I had at the end of the month. I can tell you what my sales were. Or if I told you, I know what my receivable started at, I know how many sales I generated, I know my ending balance, I can tell you what the cash receipts are. This is identical in concept to our inventory. I get inventory, I add purchases, I take away my cost of goods that got transferred over to my income statement, and I have an ending balance. Does that make sense?
Well, let me get right.
And then again, we have the same thing with accounts payable. You got accounts payable, I purchase stuff on account, that adds. I write the check to pay it, it reduces, and I get my ending balance, which I already showed you before. Does that help a little bit?
Yeah, that helped a lot.
Other questions you might want to review or chat about?
I'm actually gonna have to hop off here in a second, but I am gonna be there later. If you're not there, then, it's fine, but I'll stop by your office and see.
Okay, well, give me a shout when you're on your way. And,
Okay,
I-
sounds
it's
good.
2:45.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care, Lindsay. Okay, thanks for stopping by.
For sure. Thank you.
Anything else in your mind?
I don't think so at the moment. And we have an event at the PAC on Wednesday, but I'll try to attend that session as well.
Okay, I'll try to record that too, so we'll have it.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Take good
All right.
care.
Have a good one.
You too.